What's up, y'all? Hope you are doing well. We're back at it with the second Accelerator AMA, so let's get to it. First question was just back from summer vacation, feeling lazy, Lamau. How do you progress goals, slowly get back to rhythm, whether it being creator, founder, etc., and not get burnt out? And that's to slowly scale up. So don't be afraid to take 1 to 2, maybe 3 weeks to slowly ramp things up. For example, if you're a content creator, maybe before you're executing 6 high quality posts a week, start with week 1, ramp up to 3 or 4 week 2, then test it out, 5 or 6 week 3, 3 and 4, so on, slowly ramp up. Same thing as a founder too. Maybe you were doing posts daily, so maybe you ramp it up to just 2 or 3x a week. Maybe for your shipping dev updates, like every week, so maybe you slowly ramp it up. Maybe you just do it in 2 weeks, and then the following one you do 1.5 weeks, next one you do 1 week, etc. So just slowly ramp it up. I think something to avoid would be to scale up things too fast. So I think that's a recipe to get burnt out, right? So don't scale up too fast. Same as like you're lifting or something, right? You don't want to like go for your max weight every time. You just slowly ramp up, reduce the volume, reduce intensity, ramp, and then vice versa. Increase intensity when necessary, reduce intensity when necessary, increase volume, stuff like that. So take your time with scaling things up, which is the TLDR. Number 2, it would be what are common founder mistakes? And there are 2 that I commonly see that are very tied together. First one, procrastination by perfection. So that means like trying to constantly polish like a product up over and over, but never releasing it for feedback. And secondly, it would be paralysis by analysis. So never taking action by just trying to analyze the pros and cons, like other notes, etc., and just never following through. So what does procrastination by perfection and paralysis by analysis have in common? Inaction, right? So you can come up with the best plan in your mind as possible. You can think of all the other random scenarios, options A, B, C, D, E, F, G, but there will always be some random factor that you have no idea, right? So for example, let's say you launch a product and then you think, oh, all these factors are good to go, but then the marketplace randomly has a delay by like 45 minutes, which puts your schedule delayed like 1 to 2 hours ahead. So yeah, always something random, right? Or let's say you upload an AI dev update, but then the social media thing just like breaks. Something random always happens. Or maybe you upload it, it was supposed to be like 1080p super HD, but then it gets stuck at 360p for like a while. So you never know. Or game tournament, whatever. All of these random things happen. Just it's all about finding a balance. And how do you do that? That's by adding time restrictions, right? So maybe you have a hard set deadline at the end of every week. You ship out dev updates. You put down 30 to 60 minutes of creating one high quality content, whatever it is. At the end of those 30, 60 minutes, you spend 5 minutes polishing it out, you ship it out. So set time limits daily, weekly, to really ramp up the progress. Don't get trapped and procrastinate for weeks on ahead, right? Because if you were shipping consistently, you got more feedback, you'd have an overall more better product at the end. All right, next one. It's how do I find product market fit as a beginner, as experience? So that's a great question. So what is product market fit? And that is delivering a service or good that the market actually demands, right? So there's a big difference between what someone thinks the market wants and what the market actually wants. So you pay attention to your ideal customer, you see what they're posting online. Maybe if they're like frustrated about something, that's something to take note of. You want to solve their problems, right? Or you talk with them directly, you DM them, you're like, oh, hey, I just want to learn more about what you think of this, and etc. And they'll be more than happy to answer it as they want a solution to that and they're willing to buy with that, right? So as a beginner, it is a little bit harder, as if you don't have enough experience. I think it's better to perhaps work under different companies within the different industries you want to deliver a service product in. So maybe if you want to release an AI app or create your own agency, but you don't have as much experience in that field, work under 1 to 2 awesome, really great teams or something. Then from there, you gain more experience to be able to learn more and do it, and to just really immerse yourself before you figure out what specific value adds the market wants that matches with your strengths. And experience, working a few years, I think that's already a big con. I'm big pro. You already have a bunch of experience, and that's to listen to people within your industry of expertise, right? So, for example, pay attention to all the different clients, partners your team's working with, see if there's any sticking points with any of them, and then try to come up with a creative solution that matches with your strengths to solve it, right? So let's say, for example, a AI tool, they really need help. They're very dev heavy, they need help with community. So within that specific niche, that blockchain, you create a service where their community is automatically cultivated. Then maybe you start with a free trial, and then for the ones that really like it, they get converted to a subscription package, right? So that just solves a need, as the AI devs, they want to just focus on deving and they don't want to deal with all the community stuff. You come in, you provide the solution, stuff like that. So there's a bunch of opportunities in there. I think it all just depends on your specific expertise, your specific field. So endless opportunities that you can create for sure, especially with AI. Number 4, it is, how do you easily track and document things more? Why should you do it? Should I use AI? So great question. So if you really want to progress in something, you're going to need to track and document it. So for example, let's say, I don't know, it's just like you're running a race, right? If you're constantly just running in different directions, going in circles and stuff, instead of having like a clear destination with different milestones, markers, then you'll just end up going over. So same thing consecrating, same thing creating business in Web3. Have specific action plans you do weekly so that you can progress towards your overall vision and goal. So that means documenting things. So let's say, for example, as a creator, you're tracking 3 main metrics. That's high quality posts you do weekly, replies you do to other bigger accounts, 3, maybe like a collab or something, right? So you measure your habits, you put them on a spreadsheet or whatever habit tracker app you want to use. Then you break them down to weekly goals, monthly goals, daily goals. So maybe if you want to do 4x posts weekly, then you write down 16 posts at the end of the month. So then you break it down to daily goals too, right? So maybe you do a post every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that's 4 posts, right? So you write down within your schedule, I'll do a post this day, these next 2 days, etc. So breaking them down will really help, and then you schedule it in, you document it, and then you slowly improve your goals over time. Don't stay stagnant, push yourself, then slowly grow over time, keep adapting. And for integrating AI, it's super chill. Just use ChatGPT, where you literally put down your goals. You ask ChatGPT, hey, can you help make me a goal, like a habit tracker or something, like a spreadsheet? It'll create a spreadsheet for you. You download it, you utilize that. So I've heard other people use ChatGPT, or I personally like it. Other people use Gemini, other people use Copilot from Microsoft, etc. There's endless tools. Use whatever you prefer. All right, number 5, optimizing onboarding. So this was less of a question, but more of something I noticed with a lot of our newer partners, whether that be a new AR gaming project or a creator, Discord, etc. So that's to really optimizing onboarding. So I think people were stuck in that they wanted people to easily access their Discord. However, they were also hesitant as they wanted to double down their security. So that led to some partners using different onboarding tools that were not optimal, where it took like 5 to 15 minutes for people on board. So most people will either, they won't enter in your community if it's more than 30 seconds, right? So whatever tools you want to do, have it be within 30 seconds, and then maybe for the other stuff like the token NFT integration, etc., maybe they might be willing to wait like 1 or 2 minutes, etc. So 30 seconds or 1 to 2 minutes for the holders, right? So that's the solution, is to use, you can use whatever you prefer, but I think the more common one, free options are, first use like a free one. Then I think some people like to use different ones. Other people use Vulkan, other people use other stuff, very chill to use. And then if you want to use a more specifically advanced one, the second one If you prefer using Guild XYZ, you can do that too, where it has like more options and stuff. So yeah, try to use that two-pronged approach where maybe initially for the free members, they can enter in with like Vulcanbot or CollabBot, etc. So it's very easily accessible. Second one, if you want more in-depth integrations, you use the more advanced versions of the Vulcanbot or Guild XYZ, etc. So this way you get a good mix of both where easy to enter, but then also get more advanced features later, which may take a little bit more time to verify. So this way you can maximize onboarding just in case you have any big mass marketing campaigns, and you'll be able to really integrate those members in a lot easier. So that's about it. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and we'll save it to answer next week. And hope you all have a great summer and weekend. Let's get it.